Yeah, no, it's a good because let's talk about cancel culture a bit though, because you were asking me earlier. Yeah, I don't know. I feel my own thing with cancel culture is what does that even mean? How do you even cancel somebody? Like when you cancel people, where did they go? They don't go anywhere. Yeah, I mean, like so certain things like what we've just certain that we've just talked about.
I mean, you cancel me, I'm still here.
Like they're still there, bro. And like it doesn't mean
always
anything.
trying to get cancelled.
Yeah, I mean, like so say outside of music, say like movies now, like that the House of Cards guy, what's his name again?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, what he did, it involved, fucking or children in it. So he's a pedophile. You basically
Underaged. Again, I think we have to like differentiate a bit.
that's still a pedophile, isn't it? That's still
No, but I
technically.
said children. Like I feel like children.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Underage. That's
Yeah.
pedophile. That's pedophilia. This guy's name is Pedophilus. You get me? So, like, I'm not now suddenly.
What the fuck is pedophilus, bro?
That's your new name if you're a pedophile, man.
I ain't mad at it.
But yeah, now cancel culture. Here's my thing on this: when you cancel people, they don't go anywhere. So the better way is education. I mean, like all these people that they cancel online, like they put a video of this person said the N word, this person is racist. Do you know what they do? They just go home and then go out again the next day, like nothing happens. And I mean, like
you get cancelled for like a week.
They get cancelled for like a week. Maybe they lose their job or something, but they're going to reapply in a month and they're going to get their job back. Like it doesn't do nothing. So what is better is education. We live in a day and age where being labeled as sexist, transphobic, homophobic, racist is worse than the actual crime itself. Like, no, educate these niggas. Like, what does that mean? Like, nah, that's just my own thing. Like, don't just be rushing to cancel people. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't do anything. Educate them. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's some people that have been genuinely cancelled though. Did you ever watch Entourage?
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, but
I didn't watch it. No.
I mean, he was the director, yeah, but yeah. A lot of the guys on Entourage, you ain't seen those niggas again, bro. Even the main guy, Adrian Grenier, like I saw him recently on. No, he was one of the few that actually didn't have any accusations against him. But the rest of them, Jeremy Piven, who you probably know, I'm sure you've seen him somewhere, but Jeremy Piven has struggled to get anything after Entourage because there was a lot of accusations towards him that he did this and he did that. So you've just not, like, he's basically fallen off the face of the earth. James Franco, you've not seen him. Yes, now.
Oh, we saw him in.
Last time I saw him was
the interview.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw him anyway.
What did he get cancelled for, though?
I don't know. I just saw it when I was researching this shit that James Franco got cancelled. I didn't even know he got cancelled. I'll find it for you in a bit.
Okay, but here's the thing. Why is the cancellation? It's like there's partiality. I mean, because if people like James Franco getting cancelled, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. That nigga was still Iron Man and part of the Avengers. I mean, so why do we get to pick and choose? Like, no. Cardi B.
Niggas have always picked and choose though.
What was the thing you said Cardi B did? She fucking...
Yeah, Cardi B one is a bit wild to me. So when she was a stripper, she used to lure niggas to, like, let me say it low, but niggas wanted to sleep with her anyway. So when she gets to the apartment, she would drug them and then rob them.
I mean, but nobody canceling her. I forget. That's what I'm saying. She even throw her in prison. Forget canceling. I mean, but nobody did nothing.
Yeah, I thought that was wild.
So why do you let niggas picking and choosing? If I cancel roles or something, like cancel that.
Waste.
Okay, so let me tell you what James Franco did before Rose goes. So James Franco, back in 2014, went on Instagram and asked a British girl he met outside a theater in New York if she was 18. After she told him she was 17, Franco asked for the name of the hotel where she was staying and if he should get a room there. So he says he used bad judgment and learned from his lesson. So basically, in 2018, 5 female students of the Studio 4 acting school in North Hollywood told the Los Angeles Times that Franco had parlayed his position to exploit them sexually. 2 sued later that year. Franco settled those for over $2.23 million.
Yeah, I feel like to an extent people pick and choose who they want to cancel. That's why at the end of the day, like when you think of the whole concept of being cancelled, I feel like people cancel who they don't like. they don't necessarily cancel their faves if they see them doing like something questionable. Most times they just turn a blind eye. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you see people, especially with this Tory Lanez. Well, I don't know, the whole Tory Lanez situation. You still see people like evidently defending Tory Lanez and all of that.
Yeah, nothing has happened to Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
People do go off at him on Twitter,
yeah, but for the most part though, he's still like Tory Lanez.
True.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Like, people might try.
What you're saying is because he's a fave. That's why.
Yeah. Because like people like him a lot. Like they might not. You see them defending him, and not even if he's done something so bad. So, and just like Skill says, like the whole point of cancel culture, I don't know, it doesn't really do any good. Especially like, for instance, all these music artists now. Like, I mean, which goes back to our previous discussion. Like, see R. Kelly, see what he's done. Like, a lot of people have cancelled R. Kelly, but you check the streams, they are still in millions. So, like, people just cancel who they don't like, and it's not even just celebrities. And just like that example that Kamal you used with T-Pain, even when it comes to like on a more local or a close to home basis, your friends and everything, you see it every day now, where people know clearly that their friends are doing certain things.
Clearly knows.
Okay, well, not
no, clearly, I agree with you. They clearly know. Like,
not to be honest, not all of them, or at least a majority of them know some of the things that like their friends do, and they still, they just turn a blind eye. I mean, you see them you see some of your guys, maybe they are clearly cheating on their girlfriends, or your female friends.
That one is different because that's not harmful.
I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, that's very debatable. Guy, in fact, it's not even debatable. That's harmful because like
it is debatable, bro. That's not sexual assault. That's different. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna talk to him.
It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual
I'm gonna talk
assault.
To him. I'm like, nigga, don't do that. But like, I'm not going to like be mad. Like, I'm like, that's your life.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, the point is turning a blind eye completely.
Yeah, because you can't catch a case over that. Like, you can't like.
I mean, like, you can always talk to your guy and tell him that, bro.
I wish I will, but I won't be like that. I won't be like, oh shit, no.
No. So Skills, like, if you are being cheated on, you prefer they don't tell you.
He does the cheating, bro. He doesn't get cheated on. He does the cheating, man.
Nah, I'm not. Listen, if you're out there and but you happen to catch me cheating on my girl, if you talk, man, I'm running up to your house. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't chat. You didn't see nothing. That's all I'm saying.
This guy. A lot of rules finish up, like, before you forget. When the guy forgets where he is.
Well, Sha, my point basically is that cancel culture, it doesn't really do anybody any good. I mean, you cancel the person, they come out some 2 weeks after and continue. Well, the key thing is more of the education. Like, if somebody does, what that basically shows is that you're giving everybody a chance to change, a chance to improve, a chance to be better. Because I mean, like, just like Skill said, like, if we all look back, I mean, if somebody has like a videotape of some of the stuff that we've done in the past, like, definitely we might not want some of that out there and all of that. But we ourselves believe that like we've changed. Like, we don't do certain things that we used to do before. Yeah, exactly. We grow. So I mean, like, we should be able to extend that same grace to like others, believing that they too can change as well. So that's where I stand on that.
I mean, see, for me, I want to talk about this in like using a couple different people, because I feel like there's the cancel culture where niggas just want to find an issue to have an issue about. So someone like, you take like my Jama in, I don't even know how many years now, 3-4 years maybe. maybe like 3 years. I think like 2018. So I think my Jama was like amongst the series. I think Nella Rose, a lot of these British YouTubers though.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
dug up the
yeah.
old tweets when they were coming at dark-skinned people, right? So we do this thing sometimes where we act like we did not know the reality of things when we were that age. So when we were like 14, 13, dark jokes were normal in secondary school. Being dark was not cool. Like, we know it was not cool. Niggas didn't know any better at the time.
Yeah.
So we used to make dark jokes. We used to bully people that were dark. I didn't personally, but niggas did, you know. So I don't before they cancel me, let me throw that in there. So like, we know this is what like the mindset people had at the time. So if an influencer, Nella Rose is dark, by the way. If Nella Rose, as a dark-skinned woman at the time, is hating on herself for being dark or hating on other like-minded dark-skinned people, like, you know, it's just a thing of self-hatred, and it's something that's been ingrained and conditioned into people. So I don't know why we like to be ignorant and oblivious to these realities and just say, oh, we're going to cancel them because we're woke today, and wokeness today dictates that dark-skin slander is not tolerated. Yes, we know it's not tolerated, but holding them to a standard that clearly wasn't the standard at the time isn't fair, in my opinion, anyway.
Exactly.
And then obviously you can say, but not everybody was making dark skin joke. Yes, not everybody was doing it, but unfortunately people grow at different points. Allow them grow. Like, allow them grow. And then they come with the rehearsed apology. Like, I could tell you what my Jama and Nella Rose, I could tell you exactly what they were going to say before they even said it. Because society also dictates that there's a format to an apology, and I hate that shit. Like, if they came out and said like, this is just what it was at the time, like, that no one is gonna accept that apology because they just don't like that apology. They have to say, oh, I was wrong, I didn't know any, or I knew better, but I was just this, or like, they have to take a lot of blame on it and then phrase it as like, it's just the normal bullshit standardized format that everybody uses when they fucks up. I hate that shit. So that's one part of cancel culture that I just feel is just annoying to me. The second one is, I don't know if you guys remember this. You know Justin UG, the comedian.
I know that story.
Bro. Ever since that shit happened, because you know I write my blogs now. I had this shit penciled. Like, I wanted to write on this shit because when that shit came out on Snapchat, bro, everyone was saying, this guy did this guy did that.
It was cancelled like, before he even got a chance to talk,
before he said anything, bro. Because some random girl put Snapchats and said, this guy, let's go as Justin on the top, and says he said this and this and this. And I'm like, bro, anyone could have said this shit, bro. like, because the name is Justin at the top, you're just assuming it was this guy. And then the person who actually allegedly said this shit, we never even found the person. So, like, I don't know why you just take a random account and then say, oh, this person did this, so we're gonna cancel it based on someone's word that you did not even know. And then later comes out that it wasn't actually Justin that said it, like, it was someone else. Justin was not even in the country at the time all these things happened.
Yeah.
So, like, where do we go from there? Because you niggas already emailed, because he was going to do a movie or something.
Yeah.
You niggas already emailed the person doing the movie and saying you should get him off the movie because he did this and did that, all in the name of cancel culture. Like, sometimes it's just too quick to cancel people.
Imagine if he didn't have that his ticket, like a copy of that his ticket now. I mean, that was just his saving grace. So, like, imagine if he didn't have it. Like,
yeah, I want to add something to that though. Come on, I don't know if that one was solely just a cancel culture issue. I think when it comes to this, is just my opinion. I mean, I think it's just how I see it. When it comes to like issues like this that involve sexual assault, men sexually assaulting women, there's always this trend of, okay, whatever she says, that's facts. So this nigga is guilty until proven innocent. And I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to go, though. So in that case, like, the nigga has already suffered everything, like the defamation of character, the whatever. Like, the fact that he even had that thing that Rose just said, like, nobody even keeps that. Like, that was a stroke of luck, to be honest. But they've already cancelled him. And the thing is, that's what I'm saying. I think it's just that particular area of crime, like that sexual assault. There's always this, like, believe the woman first. And that's how I was saying earlier on when we were talking about the other thing. I was like, violence is violence too. So we can't treat this any different. I know it's a horrible crime, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I feel your skills because like when you're going to court, it's not guilty until proven innocent. It's
Exactly, he's
basically
innocent
innocent
until
until
proven
proven
guilty.
guilty.
So why are we flipping it from
So
this one? Violence is violence.
I mean, it's just I guess it's just a reactionary nature, like wanting to be on the defense immediately, like someone speaks out about something and everything. And that's why, like, I believe that we should all be extremely cautious because even the girl, you know, that it wasn't the person that um it wasn't the person that was assaulted that shared the
Oh
story.
yeah, it was somebody else that was really pushing
It
the
was
agenda.
someone else that
Yeah,
shared it on her behalf
half. Yeah,
and all of that. So imagine that now you've put yourself in the spotlight in the middle of this situation, only for you to find out that like it's not true. Like it's crucial that like before anything, at least do your due diligence. Try and verify some of this information before you just make yourself a laughing stock or you put yourself. Because imagine if Justin decided to press charges against that babe. I mean, like it's not going to be good for anyone. Like we understand like why that's the situation. I mean, but
I'm not agree
at
with
the
this.
same time, it's still important to be reasonable in your decision making. I mean, don't just jump up and react and all of that. Like you have to be really, really
That's the
careful.
thing. And the problem with that is when things like that now happen, it then takes away from people that are actually victims. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just the problem, man. Like, well, yeah. Come on, sorry,
Yeah.
continue going off. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember where I stopped, but like, so someone like, let's say Mason Greenwood, for example. Bro.
Yo, like I said before, now we know why that nigga was tearing short, man. I'm like, why is this guy upset? Yo,
Do you know anything about this guy? I genuinely feel like if they said this guy didn't do what they said he did, niggas would take him back. Because one, football fans are selfish as shit
But
and don't care.
yeah.
They don't care about what happened to this girl. So if Greenwood can help us, because you know United don't have right winger now. If Greenwood can be a right winger for United, niggas will take him back, unfortunately. And the thing is, like, the PR job I think the club would need to do to even get that guy back is like gargantuan. Because
that's facts.
as long,
Facts.
even though there's like a part of the fan base that will take him back and no questions asked, I do think there's a large part of the fan base, not only just the fan base, the players as well. Because remember, after it happened, Rashford posted about his girl and whatnot. Like, how many of the players would actually be okay with them coming back?
With them.
So, a case like Greenwood, a case like R. Kelly, for me, that's justified cancelled. Like,
Come on,
it's
let me say something. Let me say
carry on, yeah.
first of all, what Rashford did, I don't think it made any sense. Because what no, on facts, like what's your point that oh yeah, a normal boyfriend cheating your girlfriend, right? Like
Treats his girl right,
what's
innit?
the point? Like man, you are meant to treat your girl right. It's not some
Yeah, Abi.
award show or something. You are meant to treat your girl. So I don't get what your point is. Are you not saying that oh yeah, Greenwood assaults his babe? I don't.
Give him his clips, bro. Give him his props. He's looking for props.
I mean, like, no, that's
He's trying to
rubbish.
say we treat women right out here, man. That's what he's trying to say.
I mean, you don't have to put a picture because somebody assaulted his babe that you treat your woman right. I mean, that's meant to be the norm. You posting that picture is not. Do you want us to give you a round of applause or
That's what
you
it
want
is.
us to give you some bonus in your United contract? I mean, yeah, relax, Jerry. Anyways, come on.
Last story I'm gonna give on this is more of a personal or whatever, like people someone you don't know. So my cousin came, this is maybe like sometime last year, and he was talking to me about one of his friends. So you know how Nigerian babes, or I don't know if it's just Nigerian actually, but sometimes when a guy and a girl go out, the relationship is somehow transactional. So the guy will buy stuff for the girl, and the girl will like do sexual favors in advance, that kind of thing. So this guy was giving me this story about one of his friends.
Gives.
Come on, go on.
One of his friends took this girl out. He bought her, I think, a handbag, right? And then the babe now said, "Oh, my phone is also spoiled. Can you help me fix it?" So the guy fixed the phone too. And then he took her back to the crib now. And then the girl was now like, "Oh, that she's hungry." And I said, "Okay, no problem now. Let me buy you food." After the girl chow finish, they say, "Okay, can you order me Uber back home?" the guy say, "Are you sure that's all you came here for?" The babe say, "No, we had a good time now. Now I want to go back home. It's getting late."
One time,
And then the guy said, it's getting late, I'll be no problem. He told one of his friends, "Seize that bag. I bought the bag now. Seize the bag. I want it back. Seize the phone because I fixed the phone. So you have to seize the phone too." The guy now said, "That food I bought for you, you have to pay me back." And then the guy now said, "Well, I can give you all these things back if you give me what I want to." And we all know what he wanted.
Hell, Jacob.
So, when you talk about your friends that be doing some weird ass shit, right?
Yeah.
When this guy told me this story, I was like,
you have to
"Bro,
pattern it
that
straight
ain't
up.
it."
Yeah, in fact.
Like that ain't
pattern
it. Like
straight, quickly,
like,
quickly.
So I was like, what did you tell him? And like, fucking no, Timo was just a funny story, innit? And I'm like, wow,
Nah.
like, bro, and unfortunately, like, there's a lot of people in friendships like this where they allow their friends get away with a lot of like secondary school. Fair enough, like your power is limited in secondary school, your friends are limited, you don't always know what's right from what's wrong. But like once you reach that level, once you pass that level and you're an adult, I don't see why anyone with any moral compass that's slightly commendable or of any sort should have a friend that does shit like that, because that shit is not it. But like, do you guys have? I don't know if you guys are. We might not call them out, chat, but have you guys had similar?
Yeah, actually, yeah. And I want to use that to ask you a question, actually, because what you just said is you gave an example and you said these things are definitely cancelable, definitely, like they should be cancelled for that. But is there ever going to be a chance for redemption for these people? Because I gather that there are some things that you cancel people for. And like I said, say for example, the very common example is when white people say the N-word on Twitter and we catch them on video. Those niggas are uncancelled after a week. They just go back to their normal lives. But certain things like sexual assault, you're cancelled for longer. I mean, so these people that are cancelled, is there ever going to be a chance for redemption? So me now, for example, there's this guy at my workplace now. He doesn't work here anymore. But I first met this guy through soccer, which is ball. Like, when you meet somebody through ball, you don't really know them. You just know them through ball. I mean, like, we ball together. So I'll see him at work and we pass each other, "Oh, what's up, what's up?" Maybe we chat small, whatever. Like, I mean, he was international too. So, like, yeah. All right. Then somebody else saw me talking to him one time. Now put me aside. "You know this guy?" I was like, "Hey, see, that guy's your guy." I was like, "No." He was like, "That guy's your guy." I was like, "No, really. Like, I just know my guy through ball. Like, I'm not a very social person, but like I'm not going to ignore the guy. Like I've seen his, I know him. We ball together. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, "Hey, bro, yeah, when you have time, that you should just Google his name." It's like, hi, whatever. Now it's some Arabic name, so I don't even know how to fucking spell it. So I even forget. Later now, Sha, there was one of my other friends. She was now saying, "Oh, that guy." She now Googled it and showed me on her phone. So apparently, like some years back, it was like around 20, between 2017, 2018-ish area, that the guy basically was charged for sexual assault and everything. You know what I mean? And then I was like, raw. Like, how do we? The first thing that came to my mind was like, how do we know it's him? And then I clicked on the article and then his face showed up. I was like, yeah, that's definitely him. That's him. That's him for sure. But like, it was mad because he still said he was charged with it. Yeah, I don't know if he busted case or not. But now that's an article. His face is online of, no, this is what you did. Now this was in, which is on the other side of the country. I mean, now he's moved and he's where I am now, which is West Coast. I mean, so now a couple people know now. You know how news travels now. News spreads and and everything, right? So now I can't fucking be seen with the guy in public because I don't want them to think that, oh, I really fuck with him. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not a dickhead, so like I'll still talk to the guy, but like, Yeah, I mean, when the guy now invited me, like one time, we'll come to the crib, me and the boys are playing FIFA. I'm like, yeah, I don't even like FIFA, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even ball like that, bro. Yeah, I mean, but like, it was wild because now here's the thing. Here's the part that now tripped me. This was the trippiest part of it was the nigga already started walking here. He was walking here. News traveled. Colleagues heard about it. One of our colleagues now went to the chief. He said, "Nah, I can't work with this guy. This is what he did." Then the chief was like, "Well, he's already hired. The deed is done. Like, it is what it is. Move on, man." So now left it at that. Then one of the students, because I work in school now, one of the students now heard. Student told her mom. The mom now saw the article, came to the school and said, "Everybody is getting sued. What the fuck?" So then the school was like, nigga, you're fired." And I was like,
people with like sexual assault convictions are allowed to work in schools.
yo, like that's the. So I don't know if he busted case. I mean, so
Yeah,
one of
two
two things.
might not have been convicted. Yeah,
That's one, and then two is like, I don't know, man. Maybe the school probably didn't do enough background to hire before they hired him. But like, the thing is, like, this was time ago. So my thing is, one, he's fucking lacking. I mean, yeah, he fucked up, but like, nigga, you need to get a good lawyer and get that shit off the internet. Like, once they Google you, that's you. You know what I mean? And like,
I mean, can you really get it off the internet?
You can't really get things off the internet, to be honest, Sha. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. At least don't make it so like I Google you, that's the first thing I see. But then the thing that tripped me was like, even after this nigga thought he had moved on and moved across the fucking country and started work, like it's still like so. Yeah, is there ever going to be redemption for this guy? Like, don't get me wrong, that is definitely cancelable. Like, that was horrible. Like, rape accusation, like that's fuck, bro. You know what I mean, like, got her drunk and all that. That's fucked up. But like, I don't know, man. Is that how it's gonna be for the rest of his life? Like, this nigga cannot walk anywhere.
I'm gonna take a page out of you guys' book. It's a case by case basis. Like for me, first thing is that there's factors that you need to consider. Like one, how old was he when he did this? Two, what kind of background does he come from? Three, what's the norm in the society he lives in? And then four, has he changed since he did what he did? There's maybe more, but that's four I can think of off the top of my head. So for someone like R. Kelly, old enough, sex ring is in its own is just too far. That's done. Greenwood, 20 years old. For me, that's old enough. Sexual abuse, rape, violence. Yeah, one step too far for me. Like it's just a bit too much. Where I differentiate with someone like XXX is he was like 15 and he was overly violent. And I feel like people that are overly violent, like use weapons and whatnot, or threaten to use weapons, even though he didn't actually use weapons, but threaten to use weapons, that just tells me like their mind is fucked. Like their mind is fucked. So part of what they do is in this, when people plead insanity and shit, like there's a reason why you can plead insanity, and part of it is because you're not totally in control of what you do. And I think XXX was that kind of person that wasn't totally in control of what he did. And that also goes for people, well, not also, but also people who like use the N-word when they were younger and then grow up and realize, okay, I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't
Like,
have.
like whatever, like we can forgive you, homophobic, transphobic.
So what you're saying is it's based on age then?
There's a lot of age factors, community factors, growing up factors, and then norm factors. Because like I said, the norm in like a Nigerian society is different from the norm in an American society. So that will also influence like the kind of things you do. But at the end of the day, bro, there's some crimes like sexual assault crimes. I don't know if you ever like, as much as I'm caping for XXX and saying that there's some things that he wasn't. I don't know if he was actually. I don't know if he actually ever sexually abused her. Like him, I know him more for like violence. I don't know if he sexually abused her, but like as much as I'm caping for him and saying this, he was young. Like at the end of the day, whether you're 12, 13, 14, if you rape someone, like, bro, I don't know if you ever get past that. But what I would say though, to add to something you said about the job thing, I do think the criminal conviction thing, having to declare that you're a criminally convicted person on every job application form you fill does not help society in the long run, because a lot of these convicts are not going to be able to get jobs. And what happens when they're not going to be able to get jobs? They go back to a life of crime.
To crime, yeah.
So that's why you have a 50% reoffending rate. It's probably gone up now. By the way, I'm pretty sure it's gone up now. But like the fact that you cannot get a job directly contributes to people reoffending. So I don't know that it's every single crime under the sun that somebody should declare that they're a criminally convicted person. Like sometimes, bro, like let a nigga get a job. Because if you've gone through prison, and prison, the function of prison, or at least what the government claims the function of prison is meant to be, is to reform people. So if in theory you've served your sentence and you're reformed and you've come back a new man, you shouldn't always, what your past crimes shouldn't always be held against you to the degree that it should. So I do feel like society needs to find a middle ground between someone being convicted in the past for what they're doing and then not necessarily having to always declare that they're criminally convicted in every application form that they fill. Rose, anything to add?
Well, I feel like there will always be like consequences for stuff like that. So like that guy now, I mean, like he could genuinely have changed, but the consequence of having that sexual assault case is that when people find out, it already puts a stigma on you. So I mean, people don't care if you have changed. Like they just know that, oh, this guy was involved in a sexual assault case, and the first thing is, oh, pull away. So it's very tough, and there will always be. I mean, like as much as we say, oh, cancel culture, and a week after, like everything just goes back to normal. I mean, let's take a page out of skills book and what you said to me. I think it's on a case by case basis too, because there are some people that have actually.
Rosie said that too. Rosie said that too.
Yeah. Fair. There are some people that have actually, as a result of cancel culture, they've suffered daily for it. I mean, we've seen people that put up some racist comments now, and they found their job, their places of work, and they got sacked or something like that. So there will always be consequences as a result of like that cancel culture or certain acts that will make you get cancelled and all of that. So
sorry, last thing. You know when 6ix9ine got cancelled? You know that was the funniest shit to me, because like y'all niggas are canceling someone over some street shit that, oh, he snitched. When y'all niggas ain't been the streets a day in your life, bro.
Facts.
Like how are you canceling a nigga over a moral code that you don't subscribe to?
Shit, I don't know. Facts.
Never been affected by it. Like he snitched. Nigga, you would snitch too.
Facts. Like they saw Don't Snitch in some movie and then they think, oh, he's not a real G. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, like bro, like come on.
Nobody wants to go to prison. The fuck?
If street niggas when I saw 6ix9ine and Alpo and all these, Alpo got shot. Like anyway, yeah, you guys probably don't know the story of Alpo, but like if people want to cancel niggas like 6ix9ine because they're in the street and they live by that code, that's cool. But y'all niggas that just random niggas say I can't listen to 6ix9ine again because he snitched, bitch, man.
Like, you know nothing about gang life, man.
Yeah, like you ain't about that life, man. Like niggas need to stop that shit.
6ix9ine is joke too.
Yo, like came back and dropped 1 million views in how many minutes?
Fuck, like, yeah, that nigga was viral.
Cancelled what, bro? Anyway, he's kind of done now, but still. Final thoughts, skills.
Yeah, let's wrap